This is the first week of us owning Willow, who is a 12-week-old border collie cross bearded collie puppy. So this is us traveling back in the car, back from Wales. And this is the first time she got to meet Hazel, Bramble and Tulip. Now Tulip, he's the white dog, who's quite fluffy, is dog reactive, so we've done a lot of preparation with her beforehand. So my grandparents are here so that there are lots of extra hands. The dogs are on lead and we're using lots of treats, and we're taking the introduction very, very slowly. So we're just letting the dogs see each other, creating space, gradually introducing them one by one, and eventually, after a little while, we were able to get them all lined up together. What we did next was we let the puppy off lead with Bramble, who is pretty good with puppies, in my parents' garden. Now my parents' garden is really big and there are lots of things for them to explore, so they're not going to be necessarily fixated on each other. They can explore the environment together, so it's not as high arousal and it's not as exciting for the puppy and for the other dogs. And this is her beginning to settle in. This is the first training session that I did with Willow. So when I first got her, she wasn't particularly foodie. She didn't really understand that food could come from hands. So for this training session, I actually used some of her raw food as her meal, and I used it to train her. Originally, she didn't realise that food could come from hands, so I actually taught her that you can eat food from hands by putting a little bit of ice cream on my fingers. The puppy has been sleeping on my bed. And in the garden, I set up this little confinement area to help with her going to the toilet, but also preventing her from annoying the other dogs when they're also in the garden. I also introduced her to my agility area, which is kind of fenced, but not puppy-proof. She got to explore some tunnels just to help build up her confidence, and it gave her some off-lead freedom in a new environment. She also increased her engagement. I managed to get some cute photos of her as well, so she really loves the Nature's Menu dog food. And as I worked on her engagement, so I think this was day 2 or 3, I could start taking more photos of her. I also started taking her to new environments, so I let her explore pool parks. So she was introduced to water. She didn't go in, but she was excited to see it. And I also took her to her first travel lodge experience. So she stayed in a hotel. So I took her to an agility show and she spent a lot of the time just relaxing around the rings. She experienced some new objects. So she showed a lot of curiosity in her new objects. We took her to Pets at Home. So she got to explore the shop. We also let her choose some toys. And it was a little bit spooky for her to start off with because we were in a whole new environment that smelt like loads of other dogs. The ground was weird, the refrigerators were making strange noises, but she was super, super brave and she got to choose a toy. She also got to observe an agility show. Over the past week, she's also got to meet quite a few different people, so family members, clients, and she's also got to see lots of different dogs. Again, we didn't necessarily throw her in. This is her meeting Cody, a border collie, but I didn't force her to meet any dogs. We took it nice and slowly, because socialization isn't just about meeting everybody. Sometimes it's just about processing from a distance and becoming more confident. To help with her confidence and body awareness, I've also been just teaching her to put her paws up on things. This isn't super important, but it's just all part of that learning process. So I've been using toy play as well, just to get her engaged with me and just to have a really nice time to build up her bond with me and just to help with our training as well. So I'm not necessarily looking for her to do hundreds of tricks within the first week. I just want her to have a really fun time and learn that training's fun and that I'm part of the fun as well. Like I said, she's been sleeping on the bed and she is getting better with Tulip. So Tulip and her have been able to play a little bit. Inside the house, they aren't 100% friends yet. Tulip is reactive and she isn't a massive fan of the puppy. However, out in our agility field, they have actually been playing together because it's a nice neutral environment for them both. So we've been seeing some really, really cute play behaviour between the two of them, which is really, really fun and enjoyable to watch. In terms of toilet training, Puppy isn't brilliant yet, but she has started weeing in specific spots in the house, which is always good because it means she is holding on until she gets to those spots, which is the first step of toilet training. But like I said, I've had her a week, so I'm not expecting miracles. And we are getting some wheeze outside, which is brilliant. Here I'm just doing some calmness training with her. So I'm just teaching her that when I'm sat down on the floor, we can settle and we can relax. And this is really good because obviously as a border collie puppy, teaching her to be nice and calm and settled is far more important than anything super flashy in the first few weeks of me owning her. This is also good because it's just teaching her to get on well with the other dogs. Here's a walk in the rain that I had with her, just getting her used to different environments again. And getting her used to walking with the other dogs, practicing her recall. She has a long line on here. She doesn't necessarily need it, but it was quite a busy environment, so I just wanted to have it on just in case. And here's just the beginning of some crate training that I've done with her, because she's showing some signs of separation anxiety, so I just want to nip that in the bud and teach her that being in a crate is really, really, really good fun. So all in all, we've done quite a lot in the first week. But she's showing some real awesome potential, and she's such a lovely, lovely, sweet puppy. And I'm really, really proud of her for all the work that she's done so far.